we knew anecdotally, and we knew that the LNP had leaked its own internal focus group and internal polls to media outlets a couple of weeks ago, where I believe Madonna King wrote a column for the Brisbane Times, basically saying that voters don't necessarily like Campbell Newman, but they're showing him a bit of respect, at least for having a plan, for being a strong leader. And I think that's being reflected in the fact that he's improved his approval rating, and the gap between those who approve and disapprove has actually narrowed. And again, this Operation Boring, where they were trying to take the fights off the front page, that they had tried to mend fences with the judiciary, the medical fraternity, and other groups that they had fights with. So everyone was expecting that they'd started to turn the page, as it were, and especially changing from asset sales to asset leases. Everyone was thinking that the sting had come out of an aggressive LNP and had become much more conciliatory. But as Steve and others have said, this is clearly not working, or perhaps it was working, but it's now reached a shelf life, and people know that the election is really could be only as little as 8 or so weeks away, probably more like 12 or 14. But they're really starting to think about their vote, that they're looking back over the past 3 years and they're thinking, you know what, the Newman experiment really hasn't worked, and that they're coming home to Labor. And I think they are coming home to Labor rather than circulating through the minor parties, because, if you have a look at the Katter Party and the Palmer Party, for example, their vote is also down on where they've been in recent months. So this is good news for Labor, not so awful news for Campbell Newman, given that his chances of getting into Ashgrove back are